Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, we are going to definitively answer the question of who is the greatest NXT call-up in WWE history. I remember a time in the 2010s where being an NXT call-up was a brand new thing. In fact, it was actually quite rare. But now when you look at the majority of the main roster, almost all of them in some way, shape, or form cut their teeth in NXT first. So this list of 154 NXT call-ups isn't just gonna have a bunch of rookies, it's got a handful of first ballot WWE Hall of Famers. And we're gonna put 154 of these NXT call-ups and we're gonna put them in a tournament to ultimately determine who is the greatest NXT call-up in WWE history. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I know that you're gonna fall in love with this YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And people always ask for the link to these tournaments, so I'll put the link to this one in specific somewhere in the description. By the way, if the daily content that we do here isn't enough to fill your taste buds, then consider going over to patreon.com/SantiZap, where you're gonna get so much more extra content like the Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, the podcast early, and a bunch of videos and series that we can never upload here because we use real footage over there, and it would just get blocked here due to copyright. So go check it out. Link in the description, link in the pinned comment. Let's start the video. All right, so we're starting off hot. Bray Wyatt versus Samoa Joe. Definitely Bray Wyatt, former WWE champion. Samoa Joe should have been booked way better. It could have been so much better with Samoa Joe, but the answer here is for sure Bray Wyatt. Massey or Kiana James. Kiana James is still so early on that almost by default the answer is Massey of the Maximum Male Models. Look, I really like that gimmick, I'm not gonna lie. And he did spend some time in Retribution as well, let's not forget that. So yeah, sure, Mace. Bo Dallas or Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose's main roster run is like barely like memorable. She went back down to NXT and then had a great second run in NXT, but then never came back up to the main roster. Bo Dallas is still kind of like finding his footing, which is kind of crazy to say. The B team thing was like, okay, the Bo Leave thing didn't last very long. This Uncle Howdy thing is probably the thing that's going to make him a memorable character once his career is said and done. We'll go Bo Dallas. Xavier Woods or Neville. Definitely Xavier Woods. I mean, he's a member of one of the most iconic tag teams and stables in the history of the WWE. We got to go with Xavier Woods having a better main roster call-up overall. Kind of unfair to compare considering Neville was there for a couple of years. Xavier Woods, we're talking about like 15 years at this point, it feels. Tyler Breeze or Ridge Holland. I can't in good conscience go with Ridge Holland because this guy got called up, then called back down to NXT, and then he got called down again. He's down in Evolve. He got called down to the call downs. So almost by default, I'm going to go with Tyler Breeze. Isaiah Swerve versus the Bollywood Boys. This is even crazy to even say, but I think that in like the couple appearances that we got of Swerve on the main roster, I'm gonna go with Swerve over the Bollywood Boys. I still can't believe that WWE had Swerve. Biggest fumble that WWE has had here in the last handful of years. We'll go Swerve even though he was barely there. Veer Mahan or Raquel Rodriguez. Well, Veer Mahan has yet to come, so we're gonna go with Raquel Rodriguez, who's having a pretty nice run so far in her first couple of years on the main roster. A couple tag team belts under her belt, a few feuds for the WWE Women's Championship. Sure, why not Raquel? Rick Boogs or Lana. Look, I'm gonna go with Lana. Just her time managing Rusev is more impactful than Rick Boogs' entire run on the main roster. I guess the one thing I remember Rick Boogs for is I really like the whole I'm booging out, but that's about it. Lana. Dijak or Adam Rose. Dijak had one match on main event upon his call up with Adam Rose. Not that he had a great run on the main roster either, but at least he did stuff. So we'll go Adam Rose. Drew McIntyre or Shane Thorne. Come on, this isn't even fair. Drew McIntyre, multi-time world champion, Royal Rumble winner, the Money in the Bank winner, first ballot Hall of Famer. It's Drew Mac. Becky Lynch or Liv Morgan. Dude, this is almost a sacrilege, diabolical first round matchup. These two should be much further on here, but the answer is obviously Becky Lynch. Like Becky Lynch's resume is significantly more impressive than Liv Morgan, even though I really like what Liv Morgan is doing. The answer is Becky Lynch. Asuka or Tegan Nox, bro, this isn't even close. Obviously, Asuka. B-Fab or Shotzi. Look, Shotzi's run wasn't that inspiring, but at least she had the little mini program there with Bailey, with the whole shaving her head thing. B-Fab has not really done anything, so we'll go Shotzi. Nia Jax or Ashanti the Adonis. Obviously, Nia Jax. I mean, Queen of the Ring winner, multi-time women's world champion, perennial main eventer. Ashanti the Adonis even got called down. It's Nia Jax. The Revival or Keith Keith Lee. Both of these are criminal. Both of these guys, I guess tag team and guy, were just criminally poorly used. That is the best way to describe it. So poorly used. I am still going to go with Keith Lee. Sure, the Revival won some gold, but I feel like Keith Lee's run was more memorable than the Revival's on the main roster. Let's not forget that, right off the bat, Keith Lee was feuding out there with Randy Orton. So we'll go Keith Lee. Big E or Enzo Amore? Definitely Big E, world champion. Enzo Amore, don't get me wrong. The first year that Enzo and Big Cass were on the main roster, they were so over. I will never forget their debut on the main roster when they came out to interrupt the Dudley Boys. That was amazing, but Big E's the answer. Finn Balor or Lars Sullivan? Lars did nothing, but Finn Balor at least did some stuff. I mean, some stuff is underselling it. World champion, many time over, mid-card champion, tag team champion, member stable of the Judgment Day. Finn Balor. Roman Reigns or Giovanni Vinci? This one, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Should we go with Gio? No, you know what? I guess I'll throw Roman Reigns a bone. He is the big dog here. I guess I'll go with Roman. Kevin Owens or Eric from the Viking Raiders? Obviously Kevin Owens. Maxine Dupree or Johnny Gargano? Johnny Gargano, even though his run on the main roster has been nowhere near as lucrative as his run on NXT, definitely Johnny Gargano. Tyler Bate or Eric Young? Eric Young didn't do anything. Tyler Bate has done some stuff, so we'll go Tyler Bate. Tiffany Stratton or Ivar? In her short time, the answer is Tiffany Stratton. In 2 years, she's already accomplished so much, gone into WrestleMania for one of the women's main events, won a women's championship, Money in the Bank. It's Tiffy. Matt Riddle or Buddy Murphy? The answer is Riddle. Zoe Stark or Austin Theory? Both aren't amazing, but I think the answer is still Austin Theory. Albeit Zoe Stark had a great start to her run on the main roster, even though it did fizzle out with joining PFC. But Austin Theory, he's won the US Championship, won Money in the Bank, failed, but went on to WrestleMania to beat John Cena. So he's done more stuff than Zoe Stark on the main roster. Austin Theory. Ricochet or Austin Aries? Definitely Ricochet. We didn't get to see much of Austin Aries on the main roster. Kalisto or Zelina Vega? I think I'm gonna go Kalisto, right? He's won some mid-card gold. Neither of these are particularly too inspiring. Yeah, I guess I'll go with Kalisto. Braun Breaker or Andrade? Andrade has had 2 cracks at the main roster, and neither of them have really been able to take off. We'll go Braun Breaker. Gunther or Drew McIntyre? This is diabolical. Why are they facing off this early? That is actually diabolical. The answer is obviously Drew McIntyre because he's done more than Gunther because he's had more time to do stuff. But in the short amount of time that Gunther has been there, he's accomplished a lot. Pound for pound, the first couple years of Gunther on the main roster are far more lucrative than the first, for NXT call-up years from Drew McIntyre. The answer is Drew, but this is insane, man. This should not be happening this early. Tommaso Ciampa or Lacey Evans? Tommaso Ciampa. At least he's found, regular success in the tag title scene, so we'll go Ciampa. Lyra Valkyria or Solo Sikoa? Solo Sikoa. Don't get me wrong. Lyra Valkyria, great start to her career so far with this Intercontinental Championship run that she had, the feud with Becky Lynch. But we'll go Solo. Alba Fire or the Authors of Pain? Look, they tried a couple of times with the Authors of Pain. They tried putting Authors of Pain with Maverick. They tried to put Authors of Pain with Seth Rollins. They tried to put Authors of Pain with Karrion Kross, and every single time it just didn't work. Somehow Alba Fire, I swear to God, has found more success than the Authors of Pain have. She had the little tag team run as tag team champions with Isla Dawn there. At least she's getting regular screen time with the Secret Hervis. I'm gonna go Alba Fire, if you can believe that. Nia Jax or Alexander Wolf? Come on, Nia Jax. Fraxium or EC3? EC3 might be one of the worst call-ups in terms of how he was booked. We're gonna go Fraxium.
Dude, this just is never worth it. That is insane. It's shaking. The camera is shaking.
Again, trying to one-up it.
Oh! Holy Jeff Hardy, Batman. BME.
Oh! That was a sneak peek of this week's Wrestling is Cool Match Club, available exclusively over on patreon.com/SantiZap. This week, we're looking at the SummerSlam 2000 tables, ladders, and chairs match. It's a crazy one. The match with the legendary crowd that was Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles in Backlash France. A recent classic between Oba Femi, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans at NXT Stand and Deliver. The street fight between Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton at NXT No Mercy. And a Texas Texas death match over an AEW collision between Hangman Adam Page and Christopher Daniels. You'll be getting all of this, plus the Raw review, SmackDown reviews, and every single series that we do that has footage that we can never post here because it would just get blocked due to copyright. So go check it out, link in the description or link in the pinned comment. If you try the Patreon even for just 1 month, I'm incredibly confident that you're gonna fall in love with it. If you're already a patron, thank you so much for your support. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do what we do as often as we do it, but let's get you back to the video. Lana or Commander Aziz? What did Commander Aziz do? I guess he was a regular on Raw Underground, and he was the bodyguard to who was it? Apollo Crews, that's right. Listen, again, Lana just being the manager of Rusev, that was enough. Yeah, Lana. Joe Gacy or Chad Gable? We're going to go Chad Gable so far. Damian Priest or Ilya Dragunov? Ilya has done nothing on the main roster so far, which is sad as of the making of this video. The answer is DP, you know, world champion, cash in, won Money in the Bank. He's been a pretty stable mainstay of the upper mid-card or main event. Way more than I can say for Ilya. Damian Priest. Hideo Itami or Peyton Royce? I don't even remember Hideo Itami having a call-up. Did he like appear in some episodes during the pandemic or maybe in main event? I don't know. But Peyton Royce, you know, Iconics were a pretty awesome women's tag team, so we'll go Peyton Royce. Kevin Owens or Santos Escobar? Not even close. Kevin Owens, absolutely, all day, every day. Bailey or Mia Yim? Not even fair. It's obviously Bailey. Blair Davenport or Ivy Nile? Neither of them really got a chance to get going. Blair Davenport got even less of a chance. Ivy Nile is still there, so I guess almost by default, Ivy Nile. Sami Zayn or Elias? Definitely Sami Zayn. Elias had a solid run, but Sami Zayn is still cooking there. Becky Lynch or Austin Theory? Not even close. Becky Lynch. Shinsuke Nakamura or Bobby Roode? Dude, these two should have been much bigger than they ultimately were. They both had amazing runs on NXT, and they did not capitalize on them on the main roster. Answer Shinsuke, you know, he did win a Royal Rumble. He's won a few mid-card belts here and there, and yeah, he featured more than Bobby Roode, so we'll go Shin. Big E or Joaquin Wilde and Cruz El Toro? Definitely Big E, former WWE champion. Ruby Riott or Riddick Moss? Actually, Riddick Moss. Riddick Moss, if you remember, there was a while there where the guy was actually booked rather strong. Pretty sure he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Pretty sure. Am I remembering that right? Riddick Moss. Xavier Woods or Simon Gotch? Come on. Xavier Woods all day. Sasha Banks or Tiffany Stratton? The answer is Sasha Banks, but Tiffany Stratton is having a hell of a run that will probably, like in terms of a WWE resume, eventually eclipse Sasha Banks. But so far, as of the making of this video, 2025, the answer is Sasha Banks. Carmelo Hayes or Elektra Lopez? Elektra Lopez, what, called up for like a couple months to be the manager of Legado del Fantasma and then gone. So Carmelo Hayes. Kalisto or Sanga? Kalisto. Eric Rowan or Von Wagner? Eric Rowan, you know, Bludgeon Brothers, dominant tag champions, member of 2 major stables in the Wyatt family and the Wyatt Six. So yeah, we'll go Rowan. Sonya Deville or Baron Corbin? Baron Corbin has yeah, I know he's not in WWE anymore. He had like a great run on the main roster. Like the way he was booked, even though, you know, he won the Money in the Bank and failed, like he was booked really strong, especially in like those like annoying Constable Corbin and Happy Corbin days. We'll go Baron Corbin. Ty Dillinger or Rich Swann? Like, bro, like neither of these really even properly got a chance. I guess I'll go Ty Dillinger. Rhea Ripley or Summer Rae? Come on, Rhea Ripley all day. Dana Brooke or Umberto? Berto? Yeah, we'll go Berto. Yeah, he's had success on the main roster. I'd say more than Dana Brooke. I think Dana Brooke won some 24/7 championships, didn't she? I'm pretty sure. Anyways, we'll go Berto. Big Cass or Cameron Grimes? Cameron Grimes is like a case study of like how to not call somebody up. The answer is Big Cass. Bo Dallas or Stephanie Vaquer? Listen. In the short time that we've had Stephanie Vaquer, she's already won a battle royal to give her a world championship opportunity. That is already more than Bo Dallas has been able to accomplish in terms of getting to as high on the hierarchy as possible in the WWE. So believe it or not, Stephanie Vaquer. JD McDonough or Shayna Baszler? Ugh. Dude, dude, Shayna in her first initial run from being called up was such a beast. I can't believe they never pulled the trigger on the Shayna Baszler run, but still, the answer is Shayna. Sarah Logan or Billie Kay? Yeah, Billie Kay with the Iconics for sure. Montez Ford or Rusev? Rusev, dude, 2015 Rusev, that run that culminated in the WrestleMania match with John Cena where he came out in a freaking tank to the Russian national anthem, lives rent-free in my head. The answer is Rusev. Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake or Aaliyah. I don't fucking remember any of these. I think Aaliyah has a record for pinning Natalia in like the shortest match ever. So I guess Aaliyah. Kairi Sane or Top Dollar. Yeah, well, I'm pretty comfortable going here, Kairi Sane. Charlotte Flair or Carmella. Definitely Charlotte Flair. Like 2-time Royal Rumble winner, 14-time Women's World Champion. Dude, yeah, obviously Charlotte. Karrion Kross or Scarlett. No way. Dude, this game is trolling. No way that it put Karrion Kross and Scarlett together. Technically, this is a tie, I guess. But yeah, I guess, like, I'll go Karrion. But like, when I pick Karrion, I'm also picking Scarlett. Yeah, that's weird. Alexa Bliss or Ricochet. I love Ricochet, but I felt like they left a lot of meat on the bone in his WWE run. Alexa Bliss, on the other hand, you know, multi-time Women's World Champion, Money in the Bank, ladder match winner, cash-in successful. Definitely Alexa Bliss. The Ascension or Emma. Both of these sucked as call-ups from NXT. I guess I'll go Emma. Indy Hartwell or Xia Li. Both of these also sucked when they got called up, unfortunately. I guess I'll go Indy Hartwell? Angelo Dawkins or Aiden English. Pretty comfortable going Angelo. Mosse or Io Sky. This is where the Cinderella run of Mosse ends. We're gonna go Io Sky here. Multi-time Women's World Champion, cashed in Money in the Bank. One of the best women's matches multiple times. WrestleMania 40 with Bayley. The match at Evolution with Rhea Ripley. Like, she's just a 5-star banger machine. Io Sky. Next up, we have Tyler Breeze and Julia. I mean, Julia's only been there for a handful of months, but already eclipsed Tyler Breeze. Next up, we have Bianca Belair or Mojo Rawley. Cool, you won. Well, what did he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, right? Yeah, with the help of Gronkowski. Yeah, dude, it's obviously Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair, Royal Rumble winner, main evented WrestleMania, multi-time Women's World Champion, first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the most popular WWE superstars of our time. It's Bianca. Roman Reigns or the Creed brothers. Roman's winning this one for sure. Nikki Cross or Apollo Crews. Listen, Nikki Cross is a former women's champion. Don't forget that. Put some respect on her name. The answer here is Nikki Cross. Adam Rose or Keith Lee. I'll go Keith Lee. Caden Carter and Katana Chance or Jason Jordan. What's Jason Jordan's like claim to fame? I guess tag champs with Seth Rollins for like a couple weeks, and he's the child of Kurt Angle. Look, I'll guess I'll go Katana Chance and Caden Carter. It's not particularly great choice here. Seth Rollins or Tony Storm. Tony Storm killing it over in AEW, but that's not what this video is about. Is who's the better call up to the main roster, and it's obviously Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is gonna go very deep in this tournament. Tyler Bate or LA Knight. Gonna go with Tyler Bate. No, I meant LA Knight and I clicked the right one. I don't know why I said Tyler Bate. Next up, we have Asuka and Swerve. Swerve, I still can't believe the WWE fumbled Swerve. It's gonna make me mad forever. The answer is Asuka. Grayson Waller or Aleister Black. I'll go Aleister. Next up, we have Mercedes Martinez or Ember Moon. Ember Moon didn't have the worst run, not a great run, but better than Mercedes Martinez, I guess. Bray Wyatt or Finn Balor. I'm gonna go with Bray Wyatt. Raquel Rodriguez or Johnny Gargano. I'll go with, I feel comfortable going with Johnny. They both kind of had similar runs, like being in the tag team division. I'll go Johnny. Jackson Riker or Zion Quinn. I do not remember Zion Quinn like at all, but Jackson Riker, he was like a pandemic guy. He just randomly got a push in the pandemic. So Jackson Riker. Piper Nevin or Tucker. I guess Piper. Roxanne Perez or Angel Garza. In the short amount of time that we've had Roxy, I'm pretty comfortable going Roxy here. Matt Riddle or Leo Rush. Definitely Riddle. Pretty Deadly or Shotzi. Pretty Deadly. Ludwig Kaiser or Isla Dawn. Hell, if he is El Grande Americano, we got to go with Ludwig. Luke Harper or Pete Dunne. Oh yeah, definitely Luke Harper. Bludgeon Brothers, Wyatt family. He had a solid singles run. IC champ, Luke Harper. No Way Jose or Dragon Lee here. Paige or Otis. Paige, you know what? Getting called up, immediately winning the WWE Divas Championship. Sure, yeah, give me Paige. Next up, we have Charlotte Flair and Eric Rowan. In terms of better NXT call-up, it's obviously Charlotte Flair. We talked about two-time Royal Rumble winner, infinite amount of world championships. Yeah, definitely Charlotte Flair. Rusev or Drew McIntyre. Who is the better NXT call-up? I mean, listen, in 2015, 2014, Rusev, he was like one of the best NXT call-ups of all time with the way that he was booked as US champion. But the answer is Drew McIntyre, especially like his second run on the main roster after his proper call-up from NXT. After failing on the main roster, he's gone on to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, Drew McIntyre. Next up, Braun Breaker or Fraxium. Fraxium only been there a handful of months. Braun Breaker, in the year plus that he's been there, already accomplished a lot. The answer is Braun Breaker. Roman Reigns or Roxanne Perez. Again, man, I don't know about this Roman Reigns guy. I don't know if he's going to be able to cut it out on the main roster. We'll obviously go Roman. Carmelo Hayes or Big E. Listen, Carmelo Hayes is struggling to get TV time. He's appeared on 3 episodes of SmackDown in a row. That's great. That's fantastic. But Big E, I almost said women's champion. Not a women's champion. WWE champion, Money in the Bank winner. The answer is Big E. Next up, Kairi Sane or Julia. Even though Kairi Sane has already had 2 runs on the main roster, and even though Julia is a horribly booked women's US champion, I still think the answer is Julia in terms of who's been treated better as a call-up so far. I'm gonna go Julia. Oh, we got a really hard one here. We have Seth Rollins or Emma. Listen, that Emma dance, it's still, you know, the best thing that WWE has ever done, but I guess I'll give it to the rookie Seth Rollins. Next up, we have Aleister Black or Karrion Kross. Aleister Black is on his 2nd attempt at the main roster, and yet somehow, even in his failed first attempt, failed is, you know, I think a subjective word, failed in the sense that, like, it ultimately led to him having to leave the WWE. It's still better than Karrion Kross. Like, Karrion Kross's run on the main roster have been terrible. Aleister Black. Next up, we have Kalisto and Stephanie Vaquer. Don't forget, Kalisto, wasn't he a United States champion? like tag team champion? But look, in the short time she's been there, Stephanie Vaquer has already entered into the main event scene and conversation, getting world title opportunities. So I'm still gonna go Stephanie Vaquer. Damian Priest or Big Cass? Dude, the first year of Big Cass, I'm telling you, if you weren't around, you cannot know what I'm talking about. The call-up of Big Cass was incredible. Freaking incredible. But when I look at the resume of everything that's been accomplished since both of their call-ups, it is still Damian Priest, world champion, been perennially in the main event, upper mid-card, Money in the Bank, like a member of the Judgment Day's, like, you know, iconic run. I'm going Damian Priest, but don't shortchange Big Cass. Caden Carter and Katana Chance or LA Knight. Yeah, this is easy. Gonna go LA Knight. Riddick Moss or Ivy Nile. Riddick Moss. Again, I can't remember. I think he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I'm pretty sure. And he was actually booked pretty strong. I'm gonna go Riddick Moss. Sasha Banks or Ember Moon. Sasha Banks for sure. Bailey or Aaliyah. Bailey. Pretty Deadly or Carrillo. Berto. Dude's got like 30 names already. I think I'm gonna go Berto. I think I'm going to go Berto. He had the little run in the pandemic. He, I think, has had more tag team success on the main roster with Los Garzas than Pretty Deadly. So I'm going to go with Berto. Next up, we have Tommaso Ciampa and Chad Gable, who is the better NXT call-up. I'm leaning towards Tommaso Ciampa. I feel like he has had more success in the tag team division and whatnot. Chad Gable is like start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. At least with Tommaso Ciampa, it's been pretty consistent on the main roster. Neither of them have really been able to reach like the major like main event heights and whatnot. I guess I'll go Tommaso in terms of the better call-up. Paige or Solo Sikoa? I mean, Paige had an incredible initial call-up, but Solo Sikoa's career overall, I would say, even though he hasn't won a world championship like Paige has been better and has been more high profile. I'm going to go Solo Sikoa. Next up, Angelo Dawkins or Luke Harper? Going to go Luke Harper, right? Bludgeon Brothers dominant tag champ, just like Angelo Dawkins was, but also member of the Wyatt family. And then that singles run with his Intercontinental Championship, it's something that Angelo Dawkins has not been able to do. So the answer is definitely Luke Harper. Alexa Bliss or Shayna Baszler? Listen, the answer should be Shayna Baszler, but it isn't because WWE never pulled a trigger on Shayna Baszler. The answer is Alexa Bliss with everything that she's accomplished. Nikki Cross or Lana? It's Nikki Cross. Again, I have to remind people, former WWE Women's Champion. That alone, man. Nikki Cross. Becky Lynch or Jackson Riker? I still can't believe Jackson Riker actually got a push on the main roster. Becky Lynch, duh, obviously. Sami Zayn or Peyton Royce? I love the Iconics, but it's Sami Zayn. Bray Wyatt or Johnny Gargano? I would say Bray Wyatt, absolutely. Io Sky or Alba Fire? This one's not even close. It's 100,000,000% Io Sky. Nia Jax or Kevin Owens? Nia Jax, you know, she's had a great career for herself, but Kevin Owens, that's fucking Kevin Owens, dude. 100%. Ludwig Kaiser or Ty Dillinger? Ludwig Kaiser. Matt Riddle or Billy Kay? We're gonna go Matt Riddle. Rhea Ripley or Baron Corbin? Baron Corbin, I still can't believe how good of a career he actually had on the main roster with his call-up. Rhea Ripley, obviously. Asuka or Piper Niven? For sure, Asuka. Xavier Woods or Dragon Lee? Xavier Woods, the run with the New Day's gonna go down in history for sure. Indy Hartwell or Keith Lee? I'll go Keith Lee. Shinsuke Nakamura or Bianca Belair? Dude, Bianca dwarfs Shinsuke. Luke Harper or Ludwig Kaiser? We'll go Luke Harper here. All right, the better NXT call-up, Berto or Aleister Black. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable going Aleister Black here. Roman Reigns or Big E. You know, solid run here for Big E in this tournament, but it's definitely Roman Reigns. Sasha Banks or Matt Riddle, the better NXT call-up. I'll go Sasha. Kevin Owens or Keith Lee. Kevin Owens by a landslide. He accomplished way more. Bayley or Bray Wyatt. I think when I encapsulate everything that's been accomplished, I think the answer in terms of like the resume, who's had the better run since being called up on the main roster, is probably Bayley. I think it's Bayley. I obviously, like, Bray Wyatt won the WWE Championship once. Bayley has won the WWE Championship multiple times. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Bayley here. Alexa Bliss or Asuka. This one's actually really tough. This one's actually really tough in terms of call-up. They've both had wonderful call-ups since leaving NXT. I'm gonna go with Asuka though. Xavier Woods or Io Sky. Man, how much of the legacy of the New Day counts here, right? The New Day is one of the most iconic factions in the history of this sport. Io Sky has been around since 2022 on the main roster, but in, like, from a singles perspective, Io has accomplished so much more than Xavier Woods. So I gotta go Io Sky. Sami Zayn or Bianca Belair. Like, we're in the top tiers now. Like, everyone that's left is a monster. The answer here is Bianca Belair. They're both WrestleMania main eventers, but Bianca Belair has just done way more with her resume since being called up. It's Bianca. Nikki Cross or Julia. It's Nikki Cross again. Don't forget, Nikki ASH, former WWE Women's Champion. How the hell is Nikki Cross still in this tournament? Next, we have Charlotte Flair or LA Knight. Charlotte Flair dwarfs LA Knight here. Charlotte Flair for sure. Riddick Moss or Stephanie Vaquer. I guess, yeah, Stephanie Vaquer in her short time. I'm going to go with her. Oh, this is a wild matchup. Seth Rollins versus Becky Lynch. Hot husband versus wife. Yikes. Seth Rollins. Tommaso Ciampa or Drew McIntyre. Gonna go with Drew McIntyre here. Solo Sikoa or Rhea Ripley. It's pretty comfortably Rhea Ripley here. Braun Breaker or Damian Priest. It's gonna be Braun Breaker. The answer is going to be Braun Breaker. Right now, as of the making of this video, it's Damian Priest. It's DP. Rhea Ripley or Damian Priest. We're now in the round of 16, so we're almost done here. The answer here is Rhea. Roman Reigns or Nikki Cross. That's the run for Nikki Cross right here. It ends at the hands of the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. Charlotte Flair or Bianca Belair. Wild. This is like the heavy hitter matchup of the women. The answer is Charlotte. Charlotte has accomplished more. She obviously has been there longer, but Charlotte's resume is just the bigger one. The answer here is Charlotte. Next up, we have Bayley versus Aleister Black. Pretty comfortable choosing Bayley here. Next, we have Seth Rollins versus Sasha Banks. Definitely Seth. Kevin Owens or Luke Harper. We're gonna move Kevin Owens on to the next round. Asuka or Io Sky. Main roster best run so far. Okay, upon their call up, I'm gonna go Asuka. Everything that Asuka has accomplished, I think that she's accomplished more. I think that once their career is said and done, it will be Io Sky. But you gotta remember, Asuka, first ever Women's Royal Rumble winner as well. She's won Money in the Bank, more world championships than Io Sky. The answer here is Asuka. Stephanie Vaquer or Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre. And now we're in the final round of 8. Asuka or Drew McIntyre. Dude, I'm leaning towards Asuka here. I'm leaning towards Asuka, but I do have a little bit of recency bias with Drew McIntyre currently being near the top of the mountain and Asuka kind of being lower mid-card now. I'll go Drew McIntyre. Bayley or Kevin Owens? Definitely Kevin Owens. Roman, dude, this is actually a brutal one. This is diabolical. I actually thought that this was going to be the final. Roman Reigns or Charlotte Flair? That's crazy. That's probably the number 1 and the number 2 seed right there in terms of like best call-ups in WWE history. It's Roman Reigns, but Charlotte's getting eliminated way too early. The answer is Roman. Seth Rollins or Rhea Ripley. Maybe eventually down the line it will be Rhea Ripley, but it's Seth Rollins. We are in the final 4. The final 4 matches. We have Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Great rivalry. The answer is Seth Rollins. And a rivalry that never ends. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens even fighting the bloodline on these YouTube videos. The answer is Roman. And it comes down to the final. The 2 greatest call-ups of all time are the 2 Shield members that are still around. Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Oh my God. I think I'm going to create a little bit of controversy here. I think it's Seth Rollins. I think it's Seth Rollins now, with Seth Rollins continuing to be a full-time guy there, night in, night out. Obviously, in terms of like heights, in terms of mega stardom, Roman does have Seth beat, but Seth is up there too. But then Seth has just been workhorsing year after year after year. I think this is going to create a lot of debate, but I'm going to go with the winner here. The greatest NXT call-up of all time. The first ever NXT champion, Seth frickin' Rollins. All right, folks, that's it for today's video. This will certainly create a fight in the comments, but be civil. But that's it. I'm done. Goodbye. Get out of here.